So it's our favorite time at Speed Society. It's time to fire this thing up.
So we're about to put on this rear differential brace. So the one we've chosen to use is made by Performance Development. This is their two-piece diff brace. They refer to this as a DIRS brace. This is for Challenger Charger, and they also make one for a Trackhawk. It's called the DIRS-J brace. In my opinion, this is the best differential brace on the market. How this works is basically there's several different ones on the market. They're either one piece or two piece. This has, in my opinion, by far the most engineering thought behind it. Machining, quality, is second to none in my opinion. So how this works is it's very similar to the independent rear suspension in any late model muscle car, whether it's Dodge, Camaro, Mustang, whatever. So you'll have the center section is mounted to the subframe. What they use are basically two bushings, actually this exact bushing, okay? And they're at the top of the differential. So as the torque is coming down the drive shaft, it is wanting to twist the differential housing. So the pinion gear tries to climb the ring gear, and the load is transferred to the differential case, and it's trying to twist off the subframe. Since it's just braced toward the top, you have a lot of leverage toward the bottom where it can put a lot of strain on the case and break it. There's other contributing factors like we talked about. A big portion is the lack of strength in the control arms, which we've already done, the AAD arms, which that's probably the wheel hop. The weak arms leads to wheel hop, which is a huge contributing factor to the extra stress onto the differential. But since we've already resolved that, we're gonna strengthen out the differential case. So the way he does this is this portion of the brace mounts directly to the differential housing, okay? This obviously adds a lot of structural integrity and rigidity to the differential case. So once we have this mounted up to the differential case, now we've really done a lot to strengthen up the differential housing itself. So the second piece is to help brace it off the subframe. So this piece with a rubber isolator bolts to the subframe. So now what we've done is we've put a triangulated support from the subframe down to the differential case. So instead of just the two bushings up here, now we've got a triangle. So we've grabbed it down at the bottom. So as far as the torsional twisting, this has really significantly made it a lot stronger and taking the load off just the aluminum differential case and transferred it over to this, which goes up to the subframe. So I'll show you on the car. I mean, it's pretty easy to see. This is a newer piece that they have. He calls this the race brace. The differential case in the front is mounted by two rubber bushings, call them like snubber bushings. And so these bolts tie in with where the differential is mounted in the front half. And this brace, you'll see when we put it on, it's got a rubber pad. So it goes into here. And this kind of does a triangulated support on the front half of the differential case. So it's mounted here and it'll come down and push up on the bottom of the case. So it kind of just helps brace the front of it. So once it's on, it's a little bit clearer to see. But these are basically the components that you'll get. Like I said, we've covered this before, so I don't think we've covered this one, so this will be something new. So let's get started.
Mike, what's the last you paid for your truck?
I think I paid $589 on Sunday night, so 2 nights ago, for diesel.
Okay.
Oh, you got ripped off. I saw it today for $579.
Corner in the market over here.
Right?
What are you guys paying out there?
Last time I looked, it was like $449 for diesel and like $329 for regular.
Ooh, it's pretty good. Well, it's not, but compared to us.
$349. We're by my shop.
$349 for
Regular.
Regular. What's diesel looking like?
Doesn't say.
Doesn't say. Maybe what about premium?
Probably it's probably around 385 still.
385.
Probably 3 diesels, probably 365 or something.
All right, you ready, Zach? You want to slap this guy in?
Warning, known exhaust clearance issue in this area. If this DSS logo sticker below is damaged, warranty may be void.
Starting to get aroused the way you're rubbing that drive shaft.
Yeah.
What's the torque spec on Brenton's arms?
These things? Tink,
So
tink.
First one's 57 foot-pounds, so we're gonna
You know where he's got it?
All right, we're doing this. Here we go.
see. Let me see.
We're gonna see. Brenton's got 57.
You tell me when you're ready.
All right, go ahead. All right, let me hold it on the other side. Huh?
He made it. He made it 38.
Yeah, all right.
Oh, 38.
38.2.
Okay.
All right,
Let's see if you got it in you.
let's go ahead.
Ooh.
He made it 36 that time.
Ah,
Let me try this.
regrip.
He's committed now.
Let's see.
You ready?
Yeah.
Oh,
He made it 40.9.
40.
40.9.
Yeah.
40.9. All right, anybody else want to try?
We could probably have somebody crawl in the car and we could either put the
here.
neutral back
I
down.
want to around. Listen to this.
Yeah, you just put the thing in it.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah.
I was just messing around because they had so much extra time.
Yeah.
We got the brand new Kooks exhaust for the Charger, full stainless steel. We'll start at the front with the green cats. Use those on all our builds, work our way back straight through it. Beautiful piece. Fit and finish on this exhaust is amazing. You can't beat it. We trust Kooks for all our exhaust needs. They've been doing this since the 60s, and they're made in America, so it doesn't get any better than that. So let's get in the car and get to it.
Okay, so the last thing we're gonna do on this car is the Holley fuel system. So we have it laid out. Me and Mike already got the car part. So this is the passenger side of the vehicle, and this is the right side. So we took the stock components out of the tank so you can see them, both sides. So I'll explain kind of what we got going on here. They've got some very thorough instructions. So they go over as far as the physical components that go in the tank and then the wiring. And what I've done is I've just kind of laid out what you're gonna get. So they made it super easy for an install. On the driver's side of the fuel tank, we have the main pump and fuel sending unit. So this is just basically what tells the gas gauge how much gas is in the car. And you can see the Holley unit resembles the stock unit. So the two Holley units are identical. The only difference is when you get them, the driver's side is gonna have both ports plugged, and the passenger side will have the outlet have a barb on it. That's it. And when you take the car apart, you're gonna see real easy, there's a line that you take loose on the passenger side. So pretty self-explanatory. They have the units already wired with Deutsch DTP connectors on here. So what you're gonna need to do is cut off your stock plug off the wiring harness, and they're gonna give you 2 pigtails with Deutsch connectors. So you're gonna tie those in, and they give you all the supplied butt connectors to crimp and heat shrink. So that's gonna be pretty straightforward. You got a relay and a wiring pigtail for each pump with an inline fuse. The fuses are provided, they're 2 30 amp fuses. and then they're going to give you this fuel line, this fuel injection hose. This is basically going to take the place of this crossover line. So on any of the new cars, basically you have two sides to the fuel tank, and you have basically it's a crossover. So distributes fuel from one side of the tank to the other to keep it level. So that's what this is. This is just a siphon jet unit that just transfers fuel from one side to the other. This also has a sending unit on it, and these just pop out. There's like a little, they just kind of slide on a rail. You'll kind of depress a little plastic tab and you'll just slide them off. These are set up to run a returnless fuel system just like stock, but you can run a return system. On this car, we're gonna keep it as a returnless. So this is a fuel pressure regulator on each side to keep it at 58 PSI, just like stock. So if you wanted to run a return system, you could real easy. You would just take these screws out, remove the fuel pressure regulator, install the block off, and reinstall the screws, and then they're gonna give you this return hose. So what you would do is you would just connect it right here, and it would just dump fuel back into the tank. So we're gonna set it up like stock. These are the fuel pump socks. So you're just gonna take this little plug off and install these here. This just filters out the fuel going in. So you're gonna notice that this fuel pump is just kind of like hanging off this billet basket. So on a stock car, you're gonna have assembly just like this or very much like this. And what this is here's your pump, obviously, and it's sitting inside like a basket. So what happens is this fills up with fuel, and regardless of the level of fuel in the tank, so you might have barely any gas, so the fuel level in the tank might be down here, but this little basket is full. So the fuel pump stays submerged in the basket. So if you were on like a wide open throttle pull or a hard corner or whatnot, even if the fuel level in the tank got pushed to the back or to the side, this would stay full, so the fuel pump would never be able to suck air. So the only downside to this is you don't have that functionality anymore. So this pump is just hanging in the tank with a sock on there. So if the fuel level got low in the car and you were on like a hard pull or a hard corner, and the fuel moved to one side of the tank, it would be possible for the fuel pump to suck air, and you could damage the engine very, very easily. So if you're gonna run a fuel system like this, you wanna make sure to do not ever run it below a quarter tank of gas. If you're gonna be driving the car aggressively at the track or whatnot, I would recommend keeping it a half tank just to avoid any possible chance of damaging the engine by sucking air into the fuel system under boost or wide open throttle. So this is pretty much it. We're gonna go ahead and install it in the car, and then we'll be ready to tune it.
So it's our favorite time at Speed Society. It's time to fire this thing up. As always, it's dark outside. You know how we do, but Brenton?
Late. So, Mike, how long have you all been planning this?
This has been 6 months of planning and a few weeks getting everything together, getting all the parts here, and it's finally time.
Yeah, so we've been working on this for a long time. LMA did the engine, fully built stroker motor, 427, brand new Gen 5 Whipple, 3 liter. Whipple's brand new throttle body, literally like no expense spared. Zach and Parker came out from AAD, the crazy ass blood red control arms, they put it on it. Driveshaft Shop drive shaft, performance development diff brace.
KW V4 coilovers.
Yeah, pretty much everything.
Yeah, this thing is fully loaded ADV1 wheels.
We are ready to start it up. So we're just gonna let it run for a second. We're gonna make sure we don't have any leaks or anything like that. So, plus we wanna hear it run.
Let's do it. I'm tired of waiting.
Ready?
Let's go.
Let's go. You have your flashlight?
Yeah.
So look underneath it, and if you see anything, just be like,
Yeah, I will. You'll be the first one to know, Brenton.
Yeah,
There it is.
there we go. Good work.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Just all that Iowa burning off those heads.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, done that anyway.
Good dude. Another one in the books. Well, not quite, but soon.
She starts.
Yeah, we start, no leaks, no nothing. That's
Hey, no leaks. I'll take that any day.